Eagles, you're listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. I'm Sam Romeo, your Monday and Wednesday host. We've got a jam-packed show coming up with some information on Dolly Robertson, earned a scholarship at Jackson College for her dedicated music rehearsals, and Sophia Vetrano reports on new Curious Shores exhibit at USM. And don't go anywhere because Bryan Bielanski will be here later with something you don't want to miss.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online.
You may not realize how important 3 letters can be. For a patient who needs type A, B, or O blood, these letters can mean life, but there simply aren't enough people giving blood. Without more donors, hospitals may not have the blood needed to save lives. That's why the American Red Cross needs people to help restore the A's, B's, and O's that are depleting each day. You are the missing type patients need. Visit redcrossblood.org/missing types or call 1-800-RED-CROSS to make your donation appointment today.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Today. Let's kick things off with on-campus news. Southern Miss Symphony is teaming up with jazz pianist Aaron Deal for Stars, a concert blending classical and jazz sounds at Bennett Auditorium. It's one music event you won't want to miss. Southern Miss is celebrating one of its own. Business faculty members, Mac Forsythe, has been honored with the SAE Outstanding Chapter Advisor Award. The recognition highlights his leadership, mentorship, and dedication to students in Sigma Alpha Epsilon. Big news for Southern Miss. Dr. Jose Martinez has been named the university's first ever Mormon STEM endowed professor. The honor recognizes his incredible work and dedication to advancing science and technology education. Southern Miss is adding a new degree in philosophy, religion, and law, giving students a new way to explore the connection between ethics, beliefs, and justice. In Hattiesburg news, a new documentary is telling the incredible story of Pine Belt local Jason Cooper, who defied the odds after being paralyzed. The film captures his long road to recovery from the moment of injury to the determination and hope that helped him walk again. A Hattiesburg native is calling for volunteers to help restore a neglected local cemetery with deep historical roots. The cleanup aims to honor the site's legacy and preserve it for future generations. As SNAP benefits face uncertainty, Extra Table is stepping up. The organization Feeds program is doubling its food distribution to make sure families across Mississippi don't go hungry and keep food on the table for those who need it the most. Several organizations in Hattiesburg spent Halloween weekend helping the homeless community. Volunteers passed out food, warm clothes, and essentials to help those as the temperatures start to drop. In Mississippi news, there's still one monkey on the loose in Jasper County after the truck crash. 2 have been caught, but officials say if you see the last one, do not chase it, just call the police. Mississippi Congressman Mike Ezell says he's working to make sure families relying on SNAP benefits don't get left behind, as partial funding is expected to be released soon. A former Mississippi high school athletic director has been arrested on embezzlement charges. Authorities say he allegedly misused school funds for personal gain. The investigation is currently ongoing. The push to allow full-strength wine in Mississippi grocery stores is expected to return as a hot topic in 2026. Supporters say it makes shopping easier, while critics want to protect local liquor stores. In national news, police are investigating after alleged fentanyl was found in a child's Halloween candy. Authorities urge parents to check treats carefully and report anything suspicious. A pastor is accused of making church members live with him and traffic them. Authorities are investigating while the community processes this shocking news. And the Department of Veteran Affairs is furloughing more employees as the government shutdown continues. Rising concerns among veterans about delays in benefits and services. All right, Golden Eagles, here's your pop culture scoop. A never-before-published Dr. Seuss book is coming out next year, sparking excitement among fans and collectors eager to see this newly discovered story. And Regretting You and Black Phone 2 are running neck and neck at the box office this weekend, giving horror fans plenty to scream about. And that's your pop culture scoop. Before we wrap things up, here's a little inspiration to take with you today. Do not be embarrassed by your failures. Learn from them and start again. Richard Branson. And that was our news update for today. You're tuned into Southern Miss Radio. We'll be back in just a minute with sports and weather, but first, a quick word from our sponsors.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online. Sponsorship comes from Furniture Direct, with locations in Hattiesburg, Laurel, and Columbia. Are you looking for a deal? Lots of styles on a good value? You can find them on Facebook at Furniture Direct Hattiesburg for the latest specials and promotions. Or you can shop anytime at FurnitureDirectNow.com. You can see why Furniture Direct is your furniture destination.
All right, Golden Eagles, here's your Southern Miss Sports Scoop. Coming up, Southern Miss football hits the road to face Arkansas State on Saturday, November 8th in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Southern Miss women's volleyball dropped a 3-0 match to Texas State on November 1st. Southern Miss women's soccer lost 5-0 to Marshall on October 29th. To keep up with all the Golden Eagles sports activities, head over to southernmiss.com. Golden Eagles, if you're headed out, here's the weather you need to know. Today's looking mostly sunny with highs near 77 and lows around 42. Light winds and bright skies. The sun's out, skies are clear, so go ahead and step outside and enjoy the day. Up next, we have Dolly Robertson earned a scholarship at Jackson College for her dedicated music rehearsals. Check it out.
This is Mississippi Moments, produced by the Center for Oral History and Cultural Heritage at the University of Southern Mississippi and supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. I'm Bill Ellison. While attending Lanier High School, Dolly Robinson would often rehearse with the Jackson College Band. She remembers how that experience landed her a music scholarship after graduation.
I began to study piano, and from that I went to high school and started studying brass instruments. And in the evening, the band director at the public school would bring us to Jackson College to hear what they were doing and to participate in it. So by the time I got to high school, I was being brought to Jackson College every evening for 5 o'clock band rehearsal. I'd already learned piano because my family were pianists. All of them were pianists, and one trumpet player, and he allowed me to use his trumpet. So I had a musical background and came to Jackson College, and the then President Reddix also played in the band, and the faculty members played in the band. The president then, Reddix, indicated to me, when you finish high school, I'll give you a scholarship to Jackson College, which he did. And I came to Jackson College and kept playing in the band.
To learn more, subscribe to the Mississippi Moments podcast or visit cohch.org. Mississippi Moments is supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. The humanities are for everyone.
Coming up, we have a special guest you don't want to miss. That was Dolly Robertson.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online. Sponsorship comes from American Graphics. Located at 8 Commercial Warehouse Drive in Hattiesburg, American Graphics provides custom screen printing and embroidery. They can be reached by phone at 601-602-2277, and the website is goamericangraphics.com. American Graphics, printing at its finest.
Let's welcome Bryan to the show. Hey Bryan, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Living the dream. So, to kick things off, can you tell us a bit about yourself and your role in music?
Well, I'm Bryan Bielanski. I am a traveling musician from Charlotte, North Carolina. I am on month 11 of a 12-month world tour this year, so it's great to be back in Hattiesburg.
Congratulations on the 12-month tour.
Thank you.
How has it been so far?
It's been a big adventure. It's been great. All kinds of wonderful experiences, meeting lots of new people and seeing old friends as well, and experiencing a lot of different cultures in the international parts of the tour. So yeah, it's been great.
That is wonderful and sounds so exciting. How did you first get into music?
Well, I come from a musical family, so my mom, dad, and sister were all really big music lovers. So their influence kind of led me to get so into music. Like my earliest childhood memories are of my parents and my sister listening to music.
That's such a great memory, and I love how that started your career in music. Growing up, who were the artists that really shaped your sound?
I definitely loved Nirvana and the Beatles were probably my two biggest influences starting out. And since then, I've gotten into all different kinds of music, everything from country to EDM to classical music. So variety's the spice of life. So I try to listen to a little bit of everything.
I love that. If someone's never heard your music, how would you describe it to them?
I like to just call it rock and roll, or rock and roll with a twist. It's definitely unique. I don't think there's a lot of people out there doing what I'm doing. Solo acoustic guitar guys doing what I'm doing. So it's definitely high energy. It's catchy, and I try to get the crowds involved and get a lot of engagement going with my audiences.
I love that. What inspired you to pursue music as a full-time career?
Well, probably listening to the Beatles' White Album. There's some about that album that just really, really struck me. And then going back to Nirvana, just the sincerity and the energy of Nirvana, and then just like the variety of the Beatles. I just, when I heard those albums for the first time as a teenager, I decided, well, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Do you have a specific song that holds a lot of meaning to you? Not of your own, of like a song that inspired you to...
Absolutely. I think I really love the Beatles. All you need is love. I think that message of just peace and understanding, and treating people the way you want to be treated. I think that even though that came out back in the '60s, I mean the message is timeless, and I think it really resonates in our times today too.
Was there a particular moment when you realized this is what I want to do for the rest of my life?
Probably after I performed my first ever show in public in front of people. It was so exciting, and just getting, meeting people and the thrill of, performing in front of people. It's kind of like I did it once, I was like, well, this is it. There's nothing more to, nothing else I'd want to do with my life than play music to people.
That is beautiful. What was it like playing in front of people for the first time?
It's a little scary, and even now, sometimes I still get a little nervous, but it's also, that's part of the fun. It just, it's just exhilarating. It's hard to explain. Especially great when the audience really gets you, quote unquote, gets you, if they're really into the music, that makes it even more fun. And like playing, a new place for the first time can be a little scary, but usually, I mean, things go great, and it's sometimes it's overwhelming, just all the, sensory overload if it's like, a really big concert.
I would be so overstimulated and couldn't. I don't know how you do it, but that is amazing. How do you deal with anxiety and stress of going out and performing? Do you have any pre-show rituals or anything you have to do day of, or?
Oh, absolutely. I practice Tai Chi, the martial art Tai Chi. It's a very, very meditative martial art, so that helps with some of that. And then I also try to get plenty of rest and eat healthy, eat lots of vegetables, exercise and sleep. The usual stuff that tends to help with because it can get hectic on the road, but just trying to manage that and remembering to treat myself well. That pretty much takes care of that.
I love the making sure to treat yourself well. That is a really good thing. What does a typical day look like for you on the road?
Well, usually I'll, wake up, start driving to the next city. I have a Planet Fitness gym membership, so I usually go work out, and then I'll usually after that go to the library and sit with my laptop and do the business side of setting up the tours, and do that until it's time to go to the show. I play the show, and then I start driving to the next city. So and then rinse and repeat.
I love that. Is there a song of yours that is especially meaningful to you, and what makes it so special?
I think I know a lot of musicians are never really into their most popular song, quote unquote, most popular song. But to me, like it's I'm Your Super Mario. It's my most popular song, and since people like it so much, I really like it because I've known a lot of bands and musicians be like, I don't want to play my hit song, and I never wanted to be like that. I'm just grateful that people are listening to any of the music, and if it's one song more than others, so be it.
Would you be willing to play a little bit of that for us?
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you.
I'm Your Super Mario from my last album, Brian's Super Happy Fun Time 3. Baby, I'm your Super Mario. Oh yeah, you Super Mario. Give me a try, you won't be sorry, oh. Oh no, you won't be sorry, oh. I'm getting big, I'm getting super. I'm gonna save you from King Koopa. You're gonna be my Princess Peach. The level 8 castle is in my reach. Baby, I'm your Super Mario. Oh yeah, you're Super Mario. You just stay away from Wario. Oh no, don't go with Wario. You're gonna be my Princess Peach. The level 8 castle is in my reach. And all my dreams have come true, except the one where I save you. Baby, I'm your Super Mario. Baby, I'm your Super Mario. Baby, I'm your Super Mario. Baby, I'm your Super Mario now.
That was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Like, that was absolutely awesome. Like, I'm going to be downloading that song.
Cool.
Is it
Thanks.
on Spotify, Apple Music?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm on all the different streaming platforms, and that one is from my last album, Brian's Super Happy Fun Time 3, the predecessor to the new one, Brian's Super Happy Fun Time 4.
Y'all go stream that right now. So, have you toured internationally?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I just got back to the U.S. last Tuesday. So I spent 11 weeks in Europe, August, September, and October, and it was amazing. It was my fourth time going to Europe, and then I've also done some stuff, some shows in Asia and Central America before, too.
And what's your favorite part about traveling, touring, and being on the road?
You know, I love all the different food. I can't lie. Like, especially like going out of the country, just like all the different, going to Poland and Germany and Italy and France, United Kingdom. So I definitely like to try something that's like, a typical plate from each country I go to and try the indigenous food.
I love that. I would do that too. When people listen to your music, what's the main feeling or message you hope that they take away?
Well, since it's called Brian's Super Happy Fun Time, I hope people just remember to enjoy the good things in life, and just a lot of my songs are just themes of like being a good person and being understanding of other people, and just treat people the way you want to be treated. So those are some of the themes in a lot of my songs. So I hope that carries through, and I hope that's what people get from the songs.
Right now, is there a song that you're especially proud of?
Well, actually, a song from the latest album, Brian's Super Happy Fun Time 4, called Give a Little Love, and it's a song I wrote about world peace. I'm currently working on a official music video for it, so definitely proud of that one. That one's a little bit more serious. A lot of them tend to be a little more lighthearted, but I wanted to do, kind of a serious song about just how, try to remind people to just, be good to each other and treat people the way you want to be treated.
I really love that message, and I absolutely stand for that.
Thank you.
Of course. Looking back on your journey, what's one lesson music has taught you?
I think one thing that I've learned is, what goes around comes around. I feel like I always try to help other musicians. I think like one thing that any musician can do is help each other out, because I see some musicians that are kind of like, you know, and not just in music, but in any kind of business, people that want to like maybe, you know, step on other people to get ahead, and that never works. And I believe in karma, and I believe that, you know, just being a good person and, you know, not stepping over someone to make a quick buck, and you know, just thinking about you know, the long term, and just, you know, being a good person. I think that's the lesson I've learned, that, you know, things go well when you treat people, you know, good, and just trying to make you know, the world a better place in a small way, one concert at a time.
That is beautiful, and I love how much you keep talking about kindness, because it's something I truly value, and I think it is so important, and I wish more people would see that kindness is free and you could give it to anyone at any point in time. It's a choice.
No doubt, and it's contagious too. So, you know,
Absolutely.
positivity is very, very contagious, and sometimes people that would have otherwise like had a bad day, if you could just perk them up, like even just giving a smile to someone walking down the street that looks like they're in a bad mood, maybe a smile is all it takes to kind of like turn their day around.
One wave, one compliment, one kind interaction can change the world.
I
If
believe
only
that.
people realize that. What's coming up next? Any tours, albums, and dream projects you're excited about?
Well, you know, so I'm in the home stretch of the 12-month 2025 tour. I'm taking January and February off in 2026 to record Brian's Super Happy Fun Time 5. And then, so then I'll be, I've got tour dates actually on the calendar all the way up to early 2027. So I'll be touring a lot of the United States next year and going back to Europe in early 2027. So yeah, kind of just keep doing what I'm doing, you know, just keep the ball rolling, because, you know, that's that, what is that physics thing, you know, something that
Ball in
stays.
motion will never stop. Or
Yeah.
object in motion won't stop until I know what you're trying to
Right.
say. Yes, sir. So, you mentioned how like you did the business side and the booking, and then you said you drive. So you were driving yourself, booking your own stuff, and doing the music. How are you doing this all by yourself?
You know, that's a good question. And like I said earlier, I try to get a lot of sleep, but sometimes that doesn't happen. You know, if there's a certain week where it's like, I've got to get these emails out to the clubs, or I got to get these emails out to the media to promote the shows. I do have some nights here and there where I stay up late and wake up early just to get everything done. But yeah, I just try to, you know, stay focused, and I spend most of my free time, like I said, at the library doing the work on my laptop or on the phone, you know, talking to club owners and stuff.
Can you tell us about a moment on your tour that really stuck with you? Funny, surprising, unforgettable?
Absolutely. There was, you know, probably the best show I've ever played. So it was actually kind of a crummy show. It was one of those shows where nobody was paying attention, and just like, you know, nobody's clapping. It was like, oh man, this is, you know, I'm like, what am I doing? And at the end of the show, an older gentleman came up, and he had tears in his eyes, and he was like, man, the courage that you have to do this, because he's like, I've got stage 4 cancer, but seeing the bravery that you have to play in front of these people that don't care, it gives me the courage to fight cancer. And I was speechless. I was like, you know, oh my gosh, I was, that to me, it just made me feel so good that, like, just, you know, and I had no idea that I was having that effect on the gentleman. And he was just really nice, and I just thanked him for sharing that with me. And I said, boy, you know, prayers for him, of course. And you know, I was flabbergasted, to be honest. But then going back to, you never know like how your actions are affecting people. So, you know, even though like from, you know, a conventional point of view, maybe that show wasn't very successful, but that one interaction to me made it like, I'm like, this is why I do this.
That is the greatest story, and I swear it takes one person to see what you're doing, point it out, that can change your entire mind, your entire perspective, make it all feel worth it, even if it didn't feel like worth it in the moment.
Indeed.
Okay, lastly, what advice would you give to someone just starting out in music today? And do you just have any other advice you'd like to give to our listeners?
Yeah, you know, and it's kind of a recapitulation of what some of the earlier things. Just, you know, treat people the way you want to be treated, but also just, you know, stay focused, you know, stay positive. Don't let rejections get you down, because not everybody's going to like what you do, but there are people that will, and it's just a matter of finding them. So, you know, and listen to constructive criticism, because even, you know, sometimes if people give you criticism, and it might not be in the most polite way. There may be a kernel of truth in it. And just, yeah, be relentless and stay focused and just work hard and stay positive and help other musicians when you can too. Because I think, by helping others, you generate that good karma and good things happen to you too.
I love that. And piggybacking off of your rejection, I believe like rejection is God's protection and rejection is redirection.
No doubt.
Redirection to where you need to be. Sometimes that door has to close and you have to move on. I love that. It was a pleasure talking with you. Thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your voice with our Eagles. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. It was a pleasure to be here. I appreciate y'all very much.
Absolutely. Coming up, we've got a news wrap from Sophia Vetrana reports on new Curious George exhibit at USM. Check it out.
This lovable monkey that you know as Curious George was originally named Fifi, created in Paris, France, by wife and husband team Hans and Margaret Ray. The Rays fled Nazi-occupied France and came to America, where they published Curious George in 1941. Now you can find the original papers of the Rays in the McLean Library. The curator of this exhibit, Carly Herndon, expresses how USM received these artifacts.
So it all started with Lena Y. de Grummond, who our collection is named for. In 1966, she started writing letters to everyone she could think of and saying, I want to start this collection. Do you have anything you could send us? H.A. Ray was one of the very first people to respond to her. And he sent a few items over the years. And then after he passed away, one of our assistant curators worked with Margaret Ray to acquire more materials. And then when she passed away, she left everything else in her will to us.
The Ray family flew from all over to Hattiesburg to see the new exhibit. Throughout the week, there was a musical, a documentary, and the official exhibit opening. One of H.A. Ray's relatives, Inga Unsen, expresses the kind of man Hans was.
Found out that he was very human also. It was easy for him to get in touch with persons, with children.
Carly Herndon encourages students to come see the exhibit before it closes in December.
This is all here at USM for folks in this area to see, to use, to enjoy. And the Rays came here to also see and use and enjoy these materials. And so we hope that students will come and dive into all the work that went into making Curious George.
Curious George is a childhood icon for many. Now you can come to the McLean Library and see the creator's original letters, drawings, and more. Sophia Vetrano, SMTV News.
Thanks for listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Big thanks to Seb, our audio engineer, Meadow, our video producer, and Carl, our assistant producer, for keeping this bird flying. A special thank you to our program director, Adeline Fields, and our general manager, Dr. Martin. We appreciate everything you do. I'm Sam Romeo, signing off. Don't just get through the day, make it count, and keep shining. And don't forget to be someone. Y'all have a blessed day.